there's a lot of people in my life that changed. They became different people. When I was growing up, Brianna was, well, she was one of the people I looked out for. She was always good to me, but she wasn't old enough to drink back then. A lot of people keep telling me that I choose all of this. No, I don't choose for Brianna to get drunk and be abusive. I don't choose for Shannon to get drunk and abusive. Every time I saw Rihanna hit one of them kids, it fucking hurt me. But also, what can I do? What can I do? Police won't take a report from someone who's considered mentally ill. If somebody is considered mentally ill, they're disabled. And it's against the law to do those things to a disabled person. But then again, since they won't take a report from someone who's considered mentally ill, you need someone who's not considered mentally ill to go in with you. I've explained that at least 1,000 times without exaggeration in the last 2 years. Just in the last 2 years. And if we go down to each individual that I ended up explaining that to, we're probably doubling that number, going up to 4,000. Because a lot of those people, I had to explain it repeatedly. When they consider you mentally ill, people can do whatever the fuck they want to you, and there ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. Laura Nelson, this comment is specifically for you and Tina Span. Because you looked away when it happened to me. They can do that to your children. Your children will become adults someday. And they'll be subject to the same bullshit as me. But the difference is, those kids have you. Now, Tina, Victoria is not the best parent out there. We all know this. You're raising her kids for shit's sake. She just couldn't get off the damn drugs. When I first moved to Chapel, Nebraska when I was 15, Victoria and her daughter were living at my mom's house. Victoria had access to, well, the drugs that my mom liked. That'd be cocaine. Tina took on 2 children that weren't hers. One of them with severe disabilities. Because they couldn't speak up for me. Because they're afraid for their own children. Their own children will have to go through that. Tina, she's not young. Laura, she's not exactly in the healthiest of shape. Someday those kids are going to be adults. They're going to be in the system. They're not going to have any rights after you die because you aren't there in their corner when you're dead. At least you're there in their corner while you're alive, right? I don't have anybody like that. Laura Nelson is one of a great many people who know about what's been going on and hasn't come forward. She should have. Now I got her to admit a lot of stuff. She can still come forward to this day. Miss Peaches could still come forward to this day. Rayanna can still come forward to this day. All of these people could still come forward to this day. Instead, they throw money at me because they want something. In this particular case, Rayanna knew that she couldn't take care of the kids herself, and she didn't have anybody else to turn to. So her ex, his name is George. George is a registered sex offender. she was going to take those 2 girls to go park on his property. When he found out that she had 2 girls with her because he's a registered sex offender, he told her no. Now, there's a lot of stuff that was on other phones because when you're homeless, you lose a lot of shit. People steal a lot of shit. A lot of fucked up shit happens. There's nobody there in your corner. A lot of people pair up for a while, and that does some good. That helps them get unhomeless. And a lot of people have a good start and never end up homeless. But poverty charges you interest. Right now, I got faulty brake lights. I need to get them fixed, but I don't have the money to fix it. So if I get pulled over, I lose all of the evidence that I've been trying to get the police to look at. I lose my vehicle, and they want to charge me money and all sorts of other shit because I don't have the money to fix my brake lights. But I'm also disabled, and all of my money from my disability has gone to the courts since after Natalie disappeared. And before that, it was all getting stolen. Now, not literally all of it went to the courts. Most of it went to traveling. Having to travel to somewhere that I'm safe, and then having to travel to an unsafe place where I have court. And then leaving afterwards so that I can go back to somewhere that's reasonably safe. Reasonably safe for me, that doesn't really actually exist. Anywhere that I go, I'm subject to being harassed and harmed. Right now, it's 75 degrees out. It's probably 110 right here in my vehicle, but I can't get out of my vehicle and go for a walk. You know what happens if I do that? Well, people see me out there. They're like, hey, there's some dude out there. Fucking, he looks creepy. He's just pacing around. Yeah, it's fucking hot as shit in here. But I don't have the money to be a customer either. Fucking A. Having the money to charge my phone, well, I got almost a quarter of a tank of gas. In order to charge my phone to 100%, it uses a quarter of a tank of gas. I don't have anywhere to go. Am I supposed to just sit here and charge my phone and let my gas run out? And then I'm stranded here like I was in Tacoma? People giving me empty promises and saying that they'll help, saying, oh no, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen. Oh no, Sean, nobody's going to do that. And then when they do those things, I'm like, hey, I told you that they would. And I get told off, and you chose this. I didn't choose for Rayanna to be an alcoholic. I didn't choose for her husband to be a prick. I didn't choose for Natalie and Alicia to lie. But those things happened. I didn't choose for Jeff Ritter not to fulfill his end of the bargain. I didn't choose for my caseworker, Kara Heller, to not do her job. These were not my decisions. I didn't choose for Officer Lolatai to assault me. But all of the people that he assaulted after me, well, that all could have been prevented by these people coming forward. Now, there's a lot of people who treated me like shit who were never there for any of it. And a lot of them are friends with the people who slandered my name. They say once in a while they'll type in there that they care about me. Once in a year. And then there's these people who maybe speak to me once a year or twice a year. Typing shit at me like, you can't have somebody hold your hand 24/7. Bitch, I don't need somebody to hold my hand 24/7. You live in a house because you and your husband work together to pay those bills. I don't have anyone to work together with. I have people who abuse the fuck out of me because they can, because they're desperate and they need something. Ray was desperate. She didn't have any friends. Even Amy turned her back on her. I didn't, and I still haven't. I don't agree with the things that she's doing, but I understand it's due to alcoholism. That doesn't help me out, though, does it? I didn't choose for people to abuse me. What I chose to do is speak out. Speaking out got me harmed. or ignored or treated like it must not be that big a fucking deal. Meanwhile, these people are telling me about their problems. I'm like, oh my god, that's the worst of your problems, you lucky fucking dog. And I'm supposed to be happy about this vehicle. I don't give a fuck about anything. I don't. I care about my loved ones. Without my loved ones, none of the rest of this matters. But at the same time, I don't have any loved ones. I have people that I love, but they don't love me back. If they can just turn it off, it's not love. Russell Huggins, he loves me. He proves it. But he also proves that he doesn't love me as much as I love people. He doesn't love me enough to try to understand. But now he does understand. Many of the people who did not understand, like Russell, well, I tell their names right here on my Facebook and right on YouTube. And most of those people have been targeted by police since then. Oh, fucking well, right? I mean, that was their whole opinion when it happened to me. Or, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm fucking sorry. Well, sorry don't matter. Lexi Woods, because she didn't come forward, just like many other people who didn't come forward. Well, she was involved in the whole Natalie situation. She was involved in it. Whereas I wasn't involved in her getting beaten by her boyfriend. However, she did tell me about it, and when she asked me for my help, I told her I would. But then again, she wants to be friends with the people who slandered my name, just like DJ, just like Melissa Joss. They can't listen to what I have to say, but they can tell me how to think and how to feel. I blocked Melissa. Just before Natalie died, I blocked a lot of people. Some of them I blocked because they reciprocate a rape society, and most of those people were women, by the way. One of the women who spoke up for me was literally one of the very same women that I had dumped off because she reciprocates a rape society. Jason Momoa pictures, in specific on that one. But that's not all. The constant man bashing followed by Jason Momoa pictures. She also had opinions because when she hung out with the homeless, she hung out with the druggies. So her opinion of the homeless is of the druggie crowd. Well, I didn't do drugs. Upon great occasion, I did try them. Depends on the drug. I've never tried heroin, never tried cocaine. Mushrooms? Yep, I tried them. Candace Bondurant, she had a brother named Chance Dale. First time I ever did mushrooms, I got them from Chance. Me and Chris Stegeman sat out at Chapel Lake, ate them mushroom chocolates, and then we drove into town, parked in front of Janet Roberts' garage, and basically talked to the garage door for about 6 hours. That was all the tripping I needed. There is no reason for me to do hallucinogenic mushrooms, or any other hallucinogens for that matter, because I don't want them. I don't feel good on them. It's not a positive release for me. I prefer sobriety. Now, a lot of people wanted to blame me for Natalie's decision. Natalie's decision to have someone blow her goddamn head off. And a lot of women, they like to use the pity party thing. You made me cry. Bitch, you made me cry. You give a fuck? No, you don't. You use that crying thing to get a fucking pity party because you did something wrong. You did something wrong. I don't really know what I can do about the kids. I'm hoping that Rayanna going to outpatient treatment is going to help her. Miranda is not going to help her very much. Now, Ray didn't think that she was going to have a support network here. It was just me. So she paid the gas for me to get here because she needed the help. But now she has people like Penny, that's George's mom, and she can help her out. So it doesn't matter to Rayanna about my emotional state or the things that I've gone through or the enormous amount of bullshit that I've gone through. That doesn't matter to Rayanna. It doesn't matter to Rayanna that she literally fucked me for the third time in 2 years. See, the thing is, I believed her because I had no other choice. I don't have anyone else. I don't. I have pretty words on Facebook. Melissa Joss, her boyfriend is DJ. He's the one that was stabbed up in the mountains with Desiree. Well, Katie Whiteman's boyfriend, the one who was slandering my name all over the internet, I never did anything wrong to him. Never did anything wrong to Katie either. Katie is what's called a candy flipper. Her drug of choice is ecstasy. She likes weed, but she loves ecstasy. And her boyfriend gets to go hang out with my loved ones, gets to go do things with my loved ones. Meanwhile, because he's there to hang out with when they need attention, we all need attention. When they need some sort of release, they need a friend to go out and do something with. Well, I'm not there because I can't be. Because if I go there, I will be abused further. I will be abused further because all of these people who could have come forward didn't. They chose not to. Chose not to. A lot of them offered to help. Help how I needed. But they didn't follow through. And they're like, oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. No, it's not your fault, is it? It's not your fault that you couldn't make the time. When in reality, you could have. Miss Peaches, all 4 times that I went over there, Diablo 3 was her agenda. Over at Ray Ray's, she just spent an entire week watching a show about Norman Bates. That shit fucking creeps me out. That shit creeped me out at Shannon's. It creeped me out at fucking Sally Treon's. But also, we're dealing with addicts in all of those situations. I shouldn't have had to rely on addicts. I should have been able to go to the police. After Natalie was dead, the police were not interested. They knew that they had done wrong, especially in Chapel, Nebraska. Those cops knew that they had fucked up big. And they did everything they could, to hide that fact, just like the Boulder police. And because of the news media, thousands of people just assumed my guilt and harmed me, including the police. I needed one person on my side. Actually in my corner. Actually there. Now, the police wrote down whatever the fuck they wanted. Whatever it would make it okay that they did the things that they did. Meanwhile, on this very YouTube channel, there are a lot of interviews with witnesses. Now, there's over 100 interviews with witnesses that were on my computer that was stolen. I can't get those back. There's the stuff that Selena Maestas was pulling. I can't get that back. There was the stuff that Lexi Woods tried pulling. I can't get that back. That was on the phone that was stolen. And you know what? This whole time, I just needed a safe place where I was safe from being abused. Where I was safe from having my stuff stolen or losing it because I am constantly fucking moving from one place to another. And then I got people who tell me they're my friends, but if I don't do what they want, then I'm not trying. Meanwhile, what they want me to do, first of all, isn't going to help me, and second of all, I don't have the means to do those things. So I must be the devil, right? Fuck you. Those two girls deserve to have somebody sober in their life. Their mother's not sober. Their mother's boyfriend isn't sober. Rayanna's not sober. The neighbor lady, her name is Miranda. She's got a husband named Chris. Chris might be sober, but Chris, well, I can tell he's as annoyed as I am. He stays to himself. He's pretty quiet. He doesn't bother arguing with Miranda because he already knows how it'll go. You don't argue with alcoholics. It's like arguing with a brick wall. So yesterday, Rihanna said that she was willing to listen to what I had to say. That's what we were going to do before the kids were, well, an issue. I shouldn't say an issue. Before the kids were our main priority, I should say. Well, I've been jumping through Ray Ray's hoops since I got here to try to make her happy, to try to help her out as much as possible. I spent 2 whole days playing video games. Why did I do that? Because I was stressed the fuck out. Here we are, we got the cops showing up all the damn time. They're showing up over the girls lying. Meanwhile, if the cops would have showed up because Ray Ray hit them, that's a different story. But the girls need to come forward about that. So, yesterday I gave the girls my phone number and let them know that if they get hit again, to call 911 and give the police my number. It probably won't take more than 2 days for her to hit one of them again. Should I stick around here? Well, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't have anywhere else to go, first of all. Second of all, I don't have the gas to go anywhere. I can't go to Nebraska and see my loved ones. I can't go to Colorado and see my loved ones. Meanwhile, I should have never had to break the law to begin with. I should have had public pretenders who were actually public defenders, who were actually willing to do their goddamn jobs. Fuck this goddamn country, and fuck every one of you for not standing up for your own goddamn rights. People are always telling me stupid shit like, Sean, you just need to worry about you. No, I need to worry about us. I need to worry about we, the people. I spoke about these things for years and years and years when they happened to others. And those others are still dealing with those situations. Those very same others who I stuck my neck out for, who I took abuse for, who I literally was assaulted over, they can't come forward because they want to be friends with drug dealers and rapists and child molesters. People who slandered my name because they're there and I'm not. Meanwhile, the only reason that I can't be there is because nobody was in my corner. A lot of them said, hey, Sean, let me know what I can do. And I let them know what they can do. They're like, oh, well, that's not going to help. Actually, that is what helps. That's why I'm suggesting it. After years and years of going through it myself and seeing other people go through it, I know what works and I know what doesn't. Now, you, never being homeless, having to live in an RV on a friend's property for 2 months, an RV that your mother bought for you, yeah, that's Lanny Engeline's story. Lanny Engeline got rid of Wayne. When they decided they were all going to move to Montana, just prior to that, Lana's mother bought her an RV. Just like when Lana was having issues in Colorado with the law down there, her mom paid to get a lawyer so that she could get Amanda back. Now Amanda's a grown-ass adult with her own kids, still living with her mom. Well, her mom's disabled, right? So it must be okay. Well, I have the same disability she does, except I don't have MS. Now, I didn't know that Lana had MS until after I left her place last year. That's because she always described it as having holes in the brain or spots on the brain. I think about suicide 24 hours a day. I don't commit suicide because I keep trying to hold out hope that somebody actually gives a fuck enough to listen. But how's that going to happen? And then, trying to get somebody to listen who's an alcoholic, that's not going to happen. It's just not. I had a lot of points I wanted to make, but really, I'm running low on battery, and this video probably isn't going to upload. I don't have the money to try to find a place to charge my computer. So I'm going to try to upload this video, and it looks like I'm at about 10%, so it probably won't load.